This common food is making your mental health worse, and it's probably in your kitchen right now. Added sugar. Not because you're weak, not because you lack discipline, but because sugar quietly messes with your brain chemistry, inflammation and nervous system regulation in a way that can feel exactly like anxiety, irritability, low mood, and brain fog. So in this video, I'm going to break down how it's happening, what signs to look for, and the simplest way of reversing it, without turning your life into a sad, joyless wellness boot camp. If you ever said, "I don't know why I'm so anxious today," and then realized you've basically been living on coffee and carbs, this video is for you. Added sugar, especially when it's paired with refined flour and low protein, hits your bloodstream fast. That creates a spike in blood sugar, and then your body does what it's designed to do. It brings that sugar down, sometimes a little too hard. So you don't just get a crash, you can get a stress response. When your blood sugar drops quickly, your body can interpret it as a threat. And the body doesn't do subtle. It can release stress hormones to stabilize you. Think adrenaline and cortisol. And that can feel like jittery anxiety, heart racing, irritability, shaky hands, brain fog. Why do I suddenly hate everyone energy? This is one of the most underrated reasons people feel emotionally unstable, especially in the late morning or late afternoon. What you can make from fixing this. Not perfect mental health, but you can realistically make back stability. Fewer mood dips, fewer snappy moments you regret, more consistent energy across the day, a brain that feels more like a brain and less like a glitchy browser with 47 tabs open. And the best part, you don't have to quit sugar forever to see a change. You just need to stop letting it run your nervous system like it owns the place. We'll talk swaps in a minute. Eating for healing doesn't have to break the bank. My free budget and seasonal food shopping guide shows you how. Link below. If you've been trying to mindset your way out of a low mood, but your body feels heavy, puffy, exhausted, and inflamed, this point may connect the dots. Inflammation isn't just a joint pain thing. Inflammation is an immune signal, and your brain is listening. When you consistently overdo added sugar, especially through ultra-processed foods, it can push the body toward a more inflammatory baseline. Here's why this matters for mental health. Your brain and immune system constantly communicate. If the body is in a higher inflammatory state, your brain can reflect it as low motivation, low mood, mental fatigue, slower cognition, feeling flat emotionally. And then people blame themselves. They think they're lazy, broken, unmotivated, when really their system is stressed and inflamed. What you could make from reducing this inflammatory load. Again, not a magical promise, but you can often make noticeable improvements like clearer thinking, better morning mood, less I feel off but I can't explain it, more resilience when life is lifing. This connects to a nervous system first idea I talk about a lot. Your body can't heal in a state of constant stress. If food is constantly spiking stress signals through blood sugar swings and inflammation, your baseline mood pays the price. If you tried supplements for mood, but you're still riding an emotional roller coaster, this is your permission slip to stop overcomplicating it. Start by lowering the inputs that inflame the system. If you're ready for real behavioral frameworks, case studies, and tools for patient self-advocacy, Anarchy RX is my weekly newsletter for people done with symptom management. Join free. The link is below. If you're dealing with anxiety and bloating, or low mood and weird digestion, it's not all in your head. It might be partly in your gut. Your gut and brain communicate through nerve, immune signals, and neurotransmitter-related pathways. That's why the phrase gut feeling is not just poetic. Added sugar can tilt the gut environment in a direction that's not always friendly for mental clarity, especially when it displaces fiber, protein, and micronutrients. When your diet is heavy in sugary, ultra-processed foods, a few things tend to happen. You eat fewer whole foods that support microbial diversity. You get less fiber, which supports more stable digestion and signaling. You can become more sensitive to stress because the gut is more reactive, and that gut reactivity can show up as more physical anxiety symptoms, more brain fog, more I'm overwhelmed by everything energy, poorer sleep, which then worsens mood because, of course it does. What you could make from improving gut inputs. Often people notice more stable digestion, which calms the whole system. More stable digestion, which calms the whole system. Fewer anxious body sensations. Clearer thinking in the afternoon. Less wired than tired. You don't need to become a fermented food influencer overnight. As a matter of fact, I would suggest against that. You just need a pattern your body can trust. Fewer sugar spikes, more real meals, and a gut that isn't constantly negotiating chaos. If this video is helping you, please hit like so other patients can find it. Ever notice how sugar can feel like it's the only thing that can make you feel better? And then it kind of makes you feel worse? Yeah, that's not a character flaw. It's brain wiring. Sugar is intensely rewarding. It's fast. It's reliable. It's a quick hit of something feels good right now. But when your brain starts leaning on quick reward as a coping tool, especially during stress, your baseline can shift. You start needing more stimulation to feel okay, and regular life starts to feel dull. This can look like cravings that feel urgent, not causal, using sweet foods to regulate emotions, feeling low-grade depression or numb when you're not treating yourself, more irritability when you try to cut back, and then you think, see, I need it. But often, your nervous system and reward system are used to that rapid relief. What you could gain from stepping out of that loop. You can make back autonomy, like cravings that are quieter, feeling stable enough to choose food instead of being controlled by it, more pleasure from normal things again, music, movement, sunlight, conversation, your actual life. This isn't about never eating dessert. This is about not letting sugar be your primary nervous system regulator, because that job is too big for a donut. Stress pushes cravings. If your life is stressful and your diet is sugary, you're not failing at self-care. You're stuck in a feedback loop. Stress pushes cravings. Cravings push sugar. Sugar spikes and crashes push more stress hormones. Then you feel anxious, exhausted, or foggy, and you reach for more quick relief. And what I want you to hear clearly is this. A dysregulated nervous system makes you feel dependent. A regulated one gives you your agency back. That's health sovereignty. When you reduce added sugar, even temporarily, many people notice improved sleep depth, which improves mood, fewer afternoon crashes, less tired but wired at night, less reactivity in stressful moments. What you could make of that. Not just feeling better, you can make better decisions. You can show up more consistently. You can think more clearly. You can stop white-knuckling your life. Start small and strategic. You don't need a food purity cult. You need a nervous system that isn't being poked all day long. If you want better mental health and cognitive clarity, you don't have to guess. You can run a simple experiment, reduce added sugar for 7 to 14 days, stabilize your meals, and watch what happens to your mood, sleep, and anxiety. Start where you are, keep it doable, and remember, your body isn't broken, it's been adapting. Now that you understand what common food is making your mental health worse, you might be wondering how to prevent Alzheimer's and dementia. But how do you do that? That's exactly what we break down in the next video. It matters because when you pair what you just learned here with what's in the next video, the results compound fast. Start there, because understanding is powerful, but applied understanding is where health sovereignty begins. See you soon.